This past weekend, Pastor Jim continued the series, The Passion, which is focusing on the days leading up to Jesus' crucifixion. He told a story from the Bible about a time when Jesus was enraged, like turning tables over, shouting, enraged. Now, the reason that Jesus was doing this is because in the temple, a place where people went to be close to God, a place where all were welcome, and where people far from God could come and get right with God, in that place, tax collectors and money changers had capitalized on people wanting to get right with God. They set themselves up near the entrance of the temple, knowing that people were coming from all over who would need to exchange their local currency for the currency in Jerusalem to be able to make their offering to God at the temple. These money changers would of course keep a cut of that money with unfair exchanges. And then you had the tax collectors who would subtly remind the people what they owed, and again, they would keep a cut because that is how they made their living. Not a very honest one, mind you. So here, these people were preying on people who just wanted to come and honor God. But they were bothered and harassed by the money changers and tax collectors just wanting to make a quick buck. They created obstacles between the people and God. This is why Jesus shouted and turned over tables, and his anger was completely justifiable. As we've talked about earlier this week, the whole mission of Jesus was to draw people into a relationship with the living God, and this was creating a barrier for that to happen. The most fascinating part of this story is not that Jesus got mad or that he made a mess in the temple by turning over tables or that he screamed at the people for what they were doing. The most fascinating part is that after it was all done, no one said or did anything to challenge the words or actions of Jesus. They knew he was right. He was completely justified in his outrage. Jesus didn't let anything get in the way of his mission to bring people far from God to God. And as followers of Jesus, we shouldn't either. I'm not saying we should turn over tables and make a scene, but I am saying we need to speak up. When we see injustice, we need to speak up. When we see exclusion, we need to speak up. When we see discrimination, we need to speak up. Always speak up for the cause of Christ.